Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. We have a brand new build to the workshop, and it is the Toyota Supra from the Fast and Furious. So let's get into it, let's get building.
Welcome to the workshop, tools in the light, screws and glue, they're holding it tight. Piece by piece, it's a builder's delight, making dreams in the still of the night. Let's get into it, let's get building now. Put it all together, I'll show you how. Screw by screw and a little glue too. Welcome to the workshop, it's waiting for you.
Right, so we have the Toyota Supra from Fast and Furious. And technically speaking, it would be the Fast and the Furious because it was the very first one. But we're just using Fast and Furious at the moment. And I think it was just a Fast and Furious franchise, wasn't it? So, or it became Fast and Furious franchise. So, this is our little brochure that we get with all our builds. Now, this is very similar to the Knight Rider build, so it doesn't open up to be a big poster. But this tells you about the car itself. And we've got a bit about the model. So it's a 1/8 scale, die-cast metal. We're all used to this now. Got a detailed interior, Stitchcraft seat replicate in the movie. Scale model reproduces the original car in every detail. So it's got this line down the side. Hopefully they can get that one in line as opposed to the Skyline at the minute. And if you haven't seen that saga, then check out the rest of the channel and my social media. So we've got NOS in the tanks. We have the replicated interior decoration, including the carbon effect. Operational headlights, looks like independent circuits for brights, etc. We also have brake and reverse lights, and we have a replica of the engine there. And this does open out to be a nice long poster. Just about get it on camera. And again, just tells you about the car. So illuminated headlights, engine sounds and horn, illuminating dashboard, doors, hood, trunk lid and roof can all be opened. Exterior and interior decorative identical to the movie. Trunk with NOS oxide bottles, illuminating brake and reverse lights. We have a remote control, we're pretty used to that now. Seems to be the standard thing now. And as you can see, it's 56 centimeters long, or 22 inches. And then we've got a bit about the magazines, and I'll show you those in a moment. And then obviously we have the free gifts. Now, obviously this is current, but may change depending on what they're doing at the time. So it seems to be customary posters, mug, license plate or number plate. We now seem to have a sweatshirt as opposed to a t-shirt. Don't know if that makes a difference. Now it does just say size large. Now that's perfect for me. Don't mind large, but I'm sure some people would prefer to request a size. Yeah, some might be smaller, some might be larger. So I don't know why large seems to be just the default. And we all also potentially get a 1/43 scale as well. We seem to be used to getting these as well now. I know I've got a kit, a car, a Skyline. I think we were meant to get a 66 pattern build, but I've never seen that. But as I say, these can all change as the thing progresses and whether they're even in stock. And then if we want to do premium, we can get a case as well, which is also illuminated. The first magazine, I'll give you a flick through. So it's probably going to be similar to the Skyline. Obviously, we've got a little bit about the Toyota, etc., Toyota Classics, 4th generation Toyota Supra, memorable models. We've got Toyota Corolla there. And then we have a bit about Fast and Furious. And then obviously at the end, we have the instructions. So it lists all the parts out we have and how to put them together. And obviously, if you do want to get this for yourself, check out all the links below. because it's brand new to the channel, brand new build, and it's definitely available. I'll give you a flick through too as well, and then we'll just get straight into the build. Because it is only going to be the 2 issues today. And as you can see, we've got a wheel and tyre. Now, if the Skyline's anything to go by, this will be the only time that we get all 4 of these parts in one magazine. Tells us about putting it in water. Now, I remember doing that right from when I did the Eagle Moss Aston Martin DB5. And now it seems to be a common thing that everyone does it. Which is really good. It's a really good tip. Because it does make the rubber a little bit more flexible and makes it so much easier to put together. So let's look at the parts. Right, so here are the parts. Now, obviously, we want to see this. Looking absolutely lovely. Now, if the Skyline's anything to go by, this will sit on a shelf or in a cupboard for a long time yet to come. But it does look absolutely stunning. You've got all, obviously, the decals, etc. on the side. On the front there. And also on that side as well. And just put that to one side for a second. And we'll get started on what we want to build. Now, they do give you a screwdriver. Now, that'll get you started if this is your very first part work build. And we're going to need this grille piece. Now, you can see we've got all the headlight bits in there at the minute. We're not putting those onto that at the moment, but we will be assembling the headlights. So, as I said, they do give you a screwdriver and it'll get you started. I personally am going to use my rarer screwdrivers, and you can get those from Mike Lane Mods if you don't already have a set for yourself. And I also use my iFixit screwdrivers. They can be get from like Amazon and things like that. But yeah, currently still using the rarer screwdrivers, which, as I say, you can get from Mike Lane. Now, I've only got a couple of screws in this. Now, again, if this is your first part of a build, then you might not be used to it, but almost guaranteed you're going to get one extra screw every single time. And that'll be every single part. So we are going to be putting that in there. However, you notice we've got these little tabs as well. We need to use some double-sided tape, which they have supplied. And we're just going to apply them to this. Now, I believe this is symmetrical, so it shouldn't matter too much which way around you get it. Although, this does seem to have little grooves in it. So I'm not sure if it makes much difference which way you put it round. And to be fair, just the 2 screws would hold that in place, as you can see. But I will do as the instructions say, and we'll get these bits of tape on. Now, I'm going to do it on the flat side, just more surface area. So just the last 2 going on here, or last one actually. It gave us 5, so we had a spare one of those as well. Right, with all those bits now exposed, I'm going to line it up, get the screws in first, and then we'll push down the adhesive. Now, we are going into metal, and if you're new to the channel, you'll know, you won't know that normally I put the screws into a little bit of WD-40, and that will aid cutting into the metal. So just line that one up first. I've just done that one loose so that I can position this side. I'm just going to switch to my PH1 driver, seems to be a better fit, and get those driven in. So with those driven in, I'm now just going to fold these tabs against the bodywork, and that will make sure that stays nice and secure like that. And that is our front bumper done. Looking very good. So just going to put that to one side. Now, what I would say, obviously, if you're using this, moving this around, etc., try and get a soft mat. But for just the bumper, that's all we're doing. It's not going to matter at the moment. Normally, I'd bring up my part upgrades cushion, but as that was all we need to do on that one, it's not really worth doing. So we're now going to turn our attention to the headlights. We don't need screwdrivers anymore because it's all just push fit now. And then we have these. I've got to do this twice or so for each headlight. So if I just take these pieces out, and we just got to size them up basically. So starting with the larger one, we're just going to push that in like so. It does hold itself in quite nicely, so I'm not going to need any glue. Now, if you do find that they are loose, whatever you do, do not use super glue on it. Super glue will fog the lenses up. If you're going to do any clear gluing, I've always used this stuff. This is canopy glue, or PVA glue will also work. I mean, that's effectively what this is. But if you're going to glue anything, do not use super glue. You'll be in for a bad time because you will end up with fogged up lenses. Also, when handling these, try not to touch the inside because you'd have to try and clean them out and you get a fingerprint on it. So it is just a case of matching up all the lenses and just push fitting them in. So with all those pushed in, we're now going to be adding them to the light buckets themselves. Now, again, this is only going to be a push fit, and you can only really get them in the correct order, obviously larger to smaller. Now, they will require a pretty good push, I think, just to get them to seat in so they don't fall out. So that's one like that. You can do the exact same thing for this one. Just line them up and get them pushed in. Just like so. And that's all there is to do in the first stage. We do have the lenses, but we're not currently doing anything with those. I'll just get them out to show you those. And we can just prop them up inside the bumper. So doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? Now, presumably these are going to mount to the car, not to the bumper, because we've got no mounting points for the lights there. So again, that's probably going to be one of the last things we fit. Right, so we're moving on to the wheel. In prep for this stage, I have got the wheel soaking in some hot water. We've got some ABM screws, and we've got all the wheel parts as well. I'll take those out. Now you can hear there is some metal there. we got metal rim, metal front piece. This piece is plastic, as is this piece. And then we have this little ring as well, which is also plastic. But the two main parts of the wheel are metal and quite weighty as well. Right, so this has been in some water for a little while. As you can see, it's now nice and flexible. Just give it a dry off. Now, we do have a directional pattern to follow. So with the arrows on the tyre facing that way, we want the inner part of the rim going in like so, and then this part of the rim going in like this. Now we want to get all those holes lined up like that. And then we also need to take this piece, and that's going to sit in here like that, sandwiching all of that together. And then we've got the ABM screws that are going to secure that in place from this side. The screw is ending in an M, so that means we are going into metal. So as I said earlier, I will be dipping the end of these screws into some oil. Now, all I'm doing is just squeezing the rim together as I'm doing the screw up. And as you can see, I've done a couple of opposite ones for the moment, just to get that all lined up. And then we'll get the rest in, the other three. Then you'll find that you won't have to squeeze the tyre so much, just doing it in that pattern. And with that last screw going in, that is all there's to do in that stage, and all there's to do in that pack. So you have these two spare parts at the moment. Obviously, eventually they're going to go like that, and we'll have a finished wheel. We have the front bumper looking absolutely fantastic. So that is our sort of a show and tell, I guess, which is sort of customary for these part works. It gives you an idea of the quality of parts you're going to get. So as you can see, that does look nice and shiny. Got all these beautiful decals on it. Again, I think they've been applied over the clear coat, which, to be fair, on the wheel car it would have been as well. So looking pretty good. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to hit the like button below. Give us a massive thumbs up. So first two issues done of the Supra, and I have to say it looks absolutely fantastic. This orange colour is absolutely stunning. And obviously we're now going to be putting that away in a cupboard somewhere, just so that it stays safe. And I'm sure we're not going to need that until closer to the end of the build. Same with the wheel as well. Depends on how it gets put together. But obviously, until we have a chassis or something like that we can attach that to, not going to require it for a while. But this does give you a bit of a flavour of how the build's going to come, and what you're going to expect from the parts. Especially if this is your first part work build, you might not know exactly how it comes. Obviously, that's a die-cast metal piece, and it gives you a little idea of the quality that you're going to see going forward. If you do want to get this yourself, do check out the links in the description below. You can get this and many other things from Fanhome. So as I say, follow the links in the description. If you want to see how this one progresses, or anything else that goes on in the workshop, please do remember to hit the subscribe button and ding the bell for notifications. That way you won't miss out on future videos. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!